my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Somuayina. You guys know me as your favorite tarot reader on the internet, as well as creator of various tarot and oracle decks. And in today's Pick a Card Psychic Prediction, we are going to be delving into the world of love, romance, and situationships. This reading is all about you versus him. We will be uncovering everything. Attention, Unicorn Army. As I was filming the intro, I was thinking to myself, how can I give more to my beautiful subscribers, my beautiful Unicorn Army? And I was like, I should do another giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away this beautiful amethyst ring. This is from my brand Bow Life. This is a beautiful gold ring with a center stone that is pure amethyst. This is a worldwide giveaway. No matter where you live on this planet, you can enter. So in order to enter this giveaway and to win this beautiful crystal ring, simply be subscribed to my channel, follow me on Instagram, simply leave a crystal ball emoji on my latest post on Instagram, as I will be DMing the winner in order to get the details of your address so I can ship this beautiful ring to you, and I will pick the winner at random. Information for how long this giveaway will be active is below in the description box, so make sure that you check that out. Good luck to every single unicorn who would like to win this crystal ring, and of course watch the space for more upcoming giveaways. Everything about your connection to the person that you're thinking of right now throughout the intro, because I know you're thinking about a very particular individual, and we're going to be delving into precisely how he feels about you and what he truly thinks about you. And of course, as you guys know, my channel is all inclusive. I don't think I even still need to say it. Apply the pronouns that are applicable to your situation, my beautiful ladies, gentlemen, jelly beans, and everybody in between. Furthermore, you must watch this video. I just uploaded a new numerology video in which I show you how you can uncover your personal destiny number, which is calculated based on your name and the precise spelling of your name in particular. I'll link that video below, and I actually do recommend that you watch that right now, because understanding your destiny number will also help you to understand why certain things are happening for you the way that they are in love. But without further ado, you guys, let's get into these 4 groups that I've got prepared for you today to figure out precisely what's going on in your romantic life. Group number 1 corresponds to the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Black Obsidian Crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Oriens Animal Tarot deck, as well as the Hemimorphite Crystal. Group number 3 corresponds to the Pink Pain Tarot deck, as well as the Yellow Calcite Crystal. And group number 4 corresponds to the Tattoo Tarot deck, as well as the Carnelian Crystal. And the timestamps to all 4 of these groups can be found below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section, where you have quick and easy access from your mobile devices, your laptops, your tablets, and your TVs. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to provide you with a little moment of privacy. You can pause the video right here if you need a little moment to meditate on these 4 groups to pick the perfect group for you. And then we'll get straight into your readings, starting off with group number 1, which corresponds to the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Black Obsidian Crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then simply continue watching. And by the way, you guys, I do check my analytics, and a whopping 35% of you are not subscribed to my channel, but you regularly tune in. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, and that way you'll never miss another reading. And for my other 3 groups of this prediction, I will catch you at the click of your timestamps. Hello, my lovely soul of group number 1. You chose the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Black Obsidian Crystal. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does this mean? What is the Black Obsidian Crystal, and why did I intuitively pick this stone? Well, my gorgeous soul, the Black Obsidian Crystal is a powerful volcanic glass, actually, that is formed rapidly through cooled lava. And it's been used for centuries for protection, grounding, and spiritual cleansing, which is perhaps why you chose it, because it is known for its ability to absorb negative energies. And if you've been needing a detox and a cleanse from negativity, you may have felt naturally drawn to this stone without any explanation seemingly, but now you know just why. So group number 1, let's get into your reading. Make yourself comfortable, get yourself a beverage of your choice, a snack, because we are going to dive really deeply into your prediction and figure out every single detail that your guides have for you, that the universe has in store for you right now. First and foremost, we've got Aries. I want you to know that why they are behaving the way they're behaving, so the person that made you tune into this psychic prediction, is because they have strong Aries energy within their birth chart that is an energy of independence and of being really, really strong-minded. So because they are single-minded and they're a bit of a loner, they like to make their own decisions. They don't like to have to compromise because of another person. Kind of have this slight commitment phobia, which they are trying to work through right now as you are receiving this reading. So if you have been mystified by their behavior, if you're not sure what's going on or what they're thinking, the thing is, we've got it here in the heart with the wings, and I'll just pull the next card for you and we're about to unravel that. But just to kind of give you the essence of Aries, we've got the heart with the wings. They have strong feelings for you. We've got this flame and candle here. Their heart and their desires are on fire when they think of you. They think of you and they think attractive. They think, I want to get closer to this person. But of course, with the ram, of course, with the kind of very hard-headed part of them, the independent part of them, they don't want to be locked down. They never want to feel as though they don't have an escape route. Basically, they want to have their cake and eat it too. And because they know this of themselves, that is why they have pulled back. That is why they're in a situation right now emotionally where they feel like they have to decide, where they feel as though they are under some pressure. Now, within the first house, I want you to understand here that this is the house of who they truly are. And the first house is the house of Aries. Isn't that so fun how Aries is the first sign of the zodiac? How the first house is actually the house that represents Aries, which is why also, again, we have the exact same symbol here of the heart with the wings, with the flame, with the candle that's burning, and the wings represent innocence. They represent purity. They represent angelic energy. We also have a bird here, which represents freedom. They purely, truly do care about you. They purely, truly do have love for you. But at the same time, here with the first house and breaking out of this egg, out of this shell, and being able to fly away, they want to be able to do just that whenever they please. That's not necessarily something that you are maybe super happy with, but perhaps you also don't mind group number 1. Either way, leave a red heart emoji below in the comment section. That way me and others know that you are part of group number 1 and that you are receiving your reading and understanding that they are in a pickle. They are in a situation that they feel basically embarrassed to share with you because they know that they are quote unquote the problem, or they are quote unquote the one who has this commitment phobia. Next, we have received the 10th house. The 10th house is the house of structure, of discipline. It also rules Capricorn, and it is the house of understanding your life's mission and going for big accomplishments and focusing on your career. The 10th house is the house of people who are super ambitious, who are individuals who are very efficient, very disciplined, and also people who have very big visions and want to make sure that they don't get distracted by relationships and by love. And that is a huge sign that your person likes you so much that they're actually taking the time to consider, how would this work out long term? How can I actually be with her? How can I actually be in this relationship while still building my business, while still having a $1 billion empire, while still following all of my dreams and aspirations that I have for myself professionally without getting so distracted to the point that perhaps I don't even end up reaching my goals. So they are in deep thought about you and the connection that they feel towards you because you matter to them, because they care. Now, I'm moving a little more deeply into your reading intuitively with the messages from your animal spirit guides oracle cards, because I want you to know what's going on, what's happening, and what we're delving into. Now, these animal spirit guide oracle cards are for sure going to give us another dimension of you versus them and what's going on. So we've got the boar. The boar, which is also known as the pig, is a message to face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Now, you may have thought to yourself, it is time for me to face this situation. It's time for me to figure out what's going on. That's perhaps also why you're here right now, group number 1, receiving this reading. And you facing your problems and figuring out what is going on between you and them is a great way to calm your mind and to calm your nervous system. And facing your situation with courage, it also just shows that you're not afraid to know the truth. You're not afraid to understand what's going on, even if that means that you may be hurt or disappointed. And what that says about you, group number 1, is that you are an extremely strong, reflective, and mature kind of person. And next up, we've received the manatee, which brings a message to accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. So you have now faced the issue of not knowing what is going on with them. You are here, you're receiving your reading, and you will be here until we have uncovered the messages that you need to receive. You are here for as long as it serves you. That is what is the boar. That is the representation of being confident enough to hear the truth. And with the manatee, this is a message of accepting your situation and understanding that you can only work on yourself, and the person that you're in a situationship with, they can only work on themselves. That's all they can do for you. And you can only work on yourself. That's all you can do for your person. That's all you can do for anyone. But that also kind of takes pressure off of you, because that means there is no point in trying to fight a situation. There's no point in trying to be the one to change it. Allow for them to change it. The cat brings you the message to be independent, to bring black cat energy to the table. And I promise you, group number 1, when you pull back, energetically speaking, from being so openly, readily, constantly available for the person that you're inquiring about in your tarot card reading right now, they will feel really drawn to you, and they will come back if you have been in no contact. They will come back to you and they will reach out. They will want to meet you. They will want to know what's going on because they are curious. Because they are curious as to what has changed. Remember, energy doesn't lie, and they get that. They understand that. And as soon as you pull back, they feel this kind of loss of control, and that's something that they're not used to with you. So they're for sure going to come and inquire about it sooner than you expected. And in the meantime, the goose brings a message to take time to rest and recuperate. I see here that rather than continuing to reach out to them or text them, if that's what you've been doing, group number 1, stop right now. You're receiving this reading right here for a reason, and this is a message that is actually leading to your success. Sometimes in the meantime in a relationship, you have to completely pull back. You have to completely take your energy away so that they understand the value of it. If they do not value what they're already receiving from you, you can't make a person value more of the thing that they already don't value. It's like you can't give them more of you if they already don't value it and expect them to turn around one day and have this aha moment, this epiphany. And I know we've all been there where we wish that that would have happened. We fantasize that that was the next step, that that is how they would come to understand what could be in your relationship, how wonderful it could be. But the truth is, You taking action is actually your inaction. You've been doing too much, group number one. It's time for you to protect your energy and to take time to do you, recuperate, rest, take time to sleep, take time to put on that face mask, to put on that hair mask, to moisturize your body, to go on the walk, to go to the gym, to buy the healthy foods and just enjoy a nice time with yourself and your friends and your family. You've got to have compassion with yourself. The thing with you, group number one, is that you always have so much compassion for everybody else. But then when it comes to you, it's like, where did that go? Where is that same compassion? Where is you keeping that same energy towards yourself of being caring, of being loving, of doing everything that you can in order to make yourself feel comfortable the way that you do for other people? Because the thing with you is that you put so much effort into being compassionate, especially towards animals. That is an area of life of this world that you truly care about. And you are definitely going to be part of an animal sanctuary sooner rather than later, and do a lot of philanthropic work at animal shelters too. That's most likely your hobby when you get much older, group number one. But for now, you also have to learn to have compassion towards yourself. And in the next message we've received for you, what I see and what I'm hearing is that the thing is, you have so many triggers from your childhood that bring you back into the state of kind of glossing over your needs. Triggers of times in which you were the parent when you should have been the child, when you were parentified, that's the word for it, when you were treated as the parent. You shouldn't have had to think and worry about your family and your parents' well-being, about the finances, about how your family is going to basically stay together. You shouldn't have had to already be this young adult, this child that was put in a position where you were already the glue of the family, where if you didn't organize, you didn't basically stand up, and you weren't the one to make sure everything was working the way that it should have, things would have fallen apart. It's a lot of pressure to have put on your young soul, young body, and young mind. And this often creates a person who is extremely compassionate and deeply, deeply empathetic, just as you are. But what this also means is that often you forget about yourself, you forget about your own needs. And that's where your guides are trying to warn you to become aware of the fact that you are human too. You have needs, you have rights, you have dreams that are deserving of your energy and your time just as much as everyone else's dreams that you put energy and time into. So what comes next for you is actually a complete rebirth, and the romantic situation that you're inquiring about right now is going to go through a complete change and a complete rebirth, especially if you do all of the actions that your guides are trying to tell you are the way forward. Because sometimes we hear it, but then we still act in the old way, in the old fashion. But your guides really do have this strong feeling in Pluto that this is a rebirth that is assured, because the Plutoid, which is a heavenly body that many don't see as a planet, we're not going to debate that here. That's another topic. But this is a heavenly body of transformation, of rebirth, death, even the death of the old you. So with Pluto, I want you to understand that for a new outcome, the old one is going to have to be gone in order for a rebirth of a new relationship dynamic to happen. So next up, we've got Gemini energy. Gemini energy is an energy of communication, and we've got the bees here, which represent obviously hard, dedicated work. And what I am getting as a message, what I'm hearing from your guides right now, group number one, is like they have to work hard to get communication out of you moving forward. They shouldn't just get your attention. They shouldn't just get those text messages, those calls, that communication from you. You've been giving away your communication too compassionately. Remember, we had compassion here. Too compassionately and freely. The cat reminds you it's time for you to 100% lean into having your own life. so that every time they ask you, because they will wonder where you went, if you just kind of ghost them from one day to the next, they will come back crawling. They will wonder where you went. They will ask you what you're doing. And then if every time they ask you, you don't reply immediately, but you take some time and then you say to them, oh, I'm just at my friend's house for a dinner, or oh, I'm at this event, I'm at an art gallery, I'm at a restaurant with my family, oh, I just did a little weekend trip to a spa, oh, I'm just here for a little after work drink, a little after work dinner, oh, I'm just at this coffee shop, just at Pilates, just going for a walk, just going to tennis class, going to pickleball, whatever it is that you're doing. Keeping yourself super busy also makes you extremely interesting. Then you're not just independent, but you're also the type of person that they always want to figure out, like, what's going on in your life, what's going on your end, what are you doing? And that will definitely be the game changer that creates this rebirth between you and your person. But again, nothing changes if nothing changes, group number one. So you need to change your communication. We've got progress, and this card showed up in reversed. Progress and the journey shows here that you have been so hard on yourself. You have put the entire responsibility and emotional labor of this connection onto yourself. Why aren't they watching tarot videos about how you feel about them? Why aren't they taking the time to read the relationship books and relationship posts and talking to their friends and family about you? So we are going to turn this around. We're basically going to Uno reverse on them, group number one, and your guides are telling you exactly how to do it. And that's what I love about tarot and oracle cards, and the way that our connection is on this channel to the divine is that we actually get actionable steps that we can use rather than just messages or just random advice. So the Descendant shows us that you will receive an invitation shortly after you have watched this reading and received these messages. It will be an invitation that will be the beginning of the rebirth and the new you. This is an invitation to a get-together. This is an invitation to some sort of party. And we're going to use our astro dice so we can figure out precisely what type of invitation this is. Who will be inviting you? Okay, we've got a Scorpio. That is a water sign. Let me just zoom in for you, group number one. Here we go. This is the symbol of Scorpio. Scorpio is a very intense sign that is, by the way, ruled by Pluto. Isn't that such confirmation, as we were talking about the rebirth and the beginning of your rebirth being an invitation that you're receiving? Literally, the sign of Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of the rebirth, and you will be invited by a Scorpio to begin your rebirth. How powerful is that? How insanely divine are these connections that we are making, that we are uncovering within your prediction right here, group number one? Isn't that so wild? Pluto ruling Scorpio, and that is the exact person that will invite you to this get-together that will be the start of the new chapter and transformation and rebirth within your love life, where you are in control, where you are sought after, where they are watching videos about what you are doing, and you are no longer in a position of not knowing what's going on. Isn't that such a powerful message to receive? And then what we've also got is the number 4. Expect the invitation in a number 4 format after you have received this prediction. 4 hours, 4 days after you have received this reading, you will have this invitation that you are being sent in order to come out, to have a good time, and to connect with other individuals. Do not pass up on this invitation, group number 1. Go. It is the start of your rebirth. It is the start of a new, far more quote-unquote interesting chapter of yourself, and a chapter in which you will deeply, deeply draw this lover back to you and draw them into your spell, draw them into this independent energy that they weren't aware that you have, that is so seductive to them. So we've also got illusions. Beware of love's illusions. See reality clearly. You have been under a spell, you have been in an illusion that they are in a sense on a higher pedestal or tier than you are. That is an illusion, group number one. You are actually the prize here. You are actually the one who is more accomplished, especially at your age compared to what they were doing at your age. You are the one actually who is more sought after. They are lucky to have attention from you. You actually get more attention than them, but because you like them, you are under this illusion that everyone else likes them too, or that they have a lot of suitors, which they don't. Group number one, it is an illusion. And I do see here within sacrifice and the next message that you are meant to receive, love may come with sacrifices. Evaluate what you're willing to give up. Remember, even when you really want someone, when you really can already see, feel, and sense the beautiful future that you will have with a person that you are in love with, that you really fancy, that you really like, remember, every relationship will come with sacrifices. You will have less freedom. You will have less time to do the things that you want to do. You may even have to give up some of your professional success to be with them, to build a family, because you will just have less time. No matter how much you optimize your time, and all of my moms that watch my channel, you will be able to literally attest to this. Leave a comment below in the comment section and let us know how you navigate, how you handle and balance your private life. Of course, if you're in a relationship, as well as the things that you want to do, because it is really a fine line and not an easy balance to figure out your love life, to figure out a relationship and the things that you want to do, especially when or if the honeymoon phase has calmed down. It's so important for you to understand that they must be worth it. They must be worth all of this time and energy and you having a lot less availability for your dreams because you are choosing to invest that time and that energy into your connection with them. And if they do not value that, then they are not the right person, because you will spend your lifetime giving to a bottomless pit and to someone who doesn't understand how much you're quote unquote giving up to be with them. Of course you want to, but it's important that you're with someone who actually sees it and appreciates the efforts. Group number one. So we have a lot more messages to get into about precisely how they feel about you. What will happen at this point of your prediction is that I will clear and cleanse the space. During this time, leave that heart emoji below in the comment section, the red heart emoji, to let me and others know that you're part of group number one and you're still watching. And then I'll be right back. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do a thing. Simply relax, group number one, and we will delve even more deeply into your reading. Welcome back, my gorgeous soul of group number one. Let's delve even more deeply into your prediction now, shall we? To figure out precisely what's going on in this you versus them situation. So we've got the Knave of Swords. We've got the Knave of Air Signs, and air sign is someone who is a Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra. And I want you to know that the person that you are interested in thinks that you are seeing someone else who is an air sign that has this phallic, this masculine energy, and an air sign who is hot, okay? An air sign that they potentially stand no chance against. That's what I want you to know here in the Knave of Swords. Your person literally feels as though you have so many options and like they won't be able to compete. So they're really worried actually that they are wasting their time even trying to pursue you, because they put you on a bit of a pedestal where they feel like you could do so much better. Why would you even be with them? Why would you even want to try to pursue a relationship with them? So they don't quite understand that you feel strongly about them, that you are interested in them to the degree that you are. And here the Ace of Swords shows that something happened not long ago that made them feel that way. This is new. So your person's feelings towards you changed in the sense of this emotion of worrying that you will reject them, that you won't even want to be with them, that you are not interested in them in the long term, or that you might leave them for someone quote unquote better. I see that here in the Ace of Swords and the Knave of Swords. They are in a headspace where they feel in strong competition with another person. If this individual, okay, your person, your lover, the person that you want to be your lover, has this Knave of Swords energy themselves, then I want you to understand that their feelings have changed, and Spirit is about to reveal how their feelings towards you have changed and why, and also what they are thinking now of recently. We've got the Judgment card. Okay, it is still this feeling of not being enough, of not being up to par, of not making enough money, of not being successful enough, of not being good looking enough. They definitely here within Judgment feel as though you are on a completely different level and echelon than they are on. And why you have the black obsidian here is most likely also to cleanse this energy. So see this reading as an energy cleansing as well. Literally you connecting with the energies of this crystal is like you cleansing away these unwanted emotions that they're going through that have nothing to do with how you truly feel about them. Group number one, it's not like you feel like they're not good enough. It's not like you feel as though anything is wrong with them. These are struggles that they are going through themselves that are unrelated to you. And that's always a tricky situation to be in unless you receive a reading or you know how to navigate it, because it does put you in a spot where you're a little helpless because there's nothing you can really do. It's a them problem. But I do see here that Spirit is going to tell you precisely how to navigate this situation. That's also why we're here in your prediction. It is for you to figure out precisely what to do next. The 10th house is the house of authority. The 10th house is the house that rules Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign that understands exactly how to tweak their public image in order to put the most successful and the most kind of publicly seen as winner energy out there. So Capricorn basically knows how to present themselves. They know how to create a good image. They know how to make others see them as someone of authority. And I do want you to understand that your guides are literally communicating. You have to take yourself out of this uncertain and a little insecure energy of the current moment. Step into the full authority of knowing who you are, what you deserve, how amazing that you are, and watch how this person comes back with really strong feelings of wanting to quote unquote conquer you, of wanting to quote unquote find a way to make you really like them, because you are going to invoke in them that hunter feeling. You're going to invoke in them that feeling of when they pull away, you don't run towards them. That's just going to make them run even further and faster. When they pull away, you go in the other direction. So they're running in one direction. Picture them literally running into one direction. And when you realize they're running into a direction that is away from you, rather than chasing them, you run the other way. So they're running to the right, you're running to the left. And as they're running, they're looking back, expecting to see you chase them. But when they look back and they can't see anyone, they even see you running the other way. That's not what they expected. And that's when psychologically the switch is flicked, because then they're like, oh my God, this is not what I expected. They must be extremely valuable for the fact that they're running the other way as soon as I'm exhibiting these games or this semi-toxic behavior. Let me run after them. They must be of value. They must be the prize. They must be really sought after, that they have the confidence, the authority to just run the other way as soon as I'm behaving badly. Because in this day and age, most people encourage bad behavior, especially romantically speaking. It's astonishing to watch how it feels almost as though the worse people behave in situationships or relationships, the more attention that they get, the more they're shown love, the more they're given attention. which is just reinforcing the bad behavior. It's really like training a dog. Let's not even make it something so complex. And here within Scorpio, the thing is with you, group number one, you have to also investigate. Your guides here within Scorpio, which is really intense water sign energy, they're trying to say to you, be prepared to pinch, be prepared to sting, just as a scorpion. So that means be prepared that when there's something that you see that you're not pleased with, that you know is not what you deserve, don't be afraid to sting. Don't be afraid also to show a different side of yourself. And in this case, in your situation, it's best for you not to act out, but literally to just leave, to just go the other way. In the 10th house, to reclaim your authority. And the way that you reclaim your authority is by not entertaining little childish games. Not entertaining the games that they're playing in order to get you out of balance. Whether they're doing it intentionally or not, I want you to know here within debilitated that this will be uncomfortable for a while. You're already being pre-warned about the fact that when you're doing something new, especially emotionally, that you've never done before, you're doing something that is basically foreign to you, there will be discomfort at first. There will be this uncomfortable feeling of like, I don't know what I'm doing and I am not used to this. I don't know if it's working. And that is the point that we are getting a message in for you, group number one. It is about the feeling of things not working. And then usually what regular people do, but not you and I, but regular people, they will succumb to that feeling and they'll think to themselves, group number one, oh, I don't know if it's working. I better do my old kind of pattern because at least I know what the result is, even if the result is undesirable to me. But we understand that possibility is in the unknown. So when we don't know whether it's going to work or not, that's a really good sign because we've never been there before. And if we're looking for something to work, if we're looking for a new outcome, we have to go places we haven't been, because if we had the outcome that we desired, we would have no reason to try anything new, right? So we understand this here in this divine space on the internet. But here within Neptune, the thing is, your vision is your superpower. But visually, you also have this explosive nature towards your person. That's how they truly think about you and see you. They see you as someone who is a huge like pop of color, but not in a discomforting way, but in a way where you, when you enter a room, you have this very polarizing energy of people wanting to get up and talk to you, people wanting to make contact with you, people wanting to get to know you, to understand who you are and what you're about. You have a very kind of energetically present type of energy where you can't really be ignored, group number one. That's a big thing about you. You are so divine, you're so different, you're so one of a kind, and your energy is so potent. Even when people try, they cannot really ignore you. And that's probably also why you very often seek seclusion, because your social batteries are empty and depleted really quickly because it takes a lot out of you to even be around other people. And I totally get this, group number one, because I am in the exact same boat. I find it very challenging to be around a lot of people for a long time, to be in like social settings for a long time. I cannot, group number one. It is just so much work for me personally. And I just want you to understand here within Seek Seclusion that for you, a huge, huge part of recharging and of having energy for the things that you want to do is to be by yourself. But when you're by yourself, you also do a lot of overthinking. So your guides want you to spend time in seclusion, but minus the overthinking. Then we have compassion again, which is incredible. You saw as I was shuffling the card deck, you saw that this card literally intuitively had to come back out again into your reading in order to give you all of the reiteration that was necessary, because sometimes we have to hear things multiple times before we can really understand them, take them in, and practice them. So a huge takeaway for you from your reading is to ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now, is how I'm feeling right now about this situation, is that compassionate towards myself? And I do see here within kindness, and we've also got the number 37 here within kindness, that now is the time for you to give kindness to your small self, to your childhood self, to your baby self. If you imagine a picture of you like 20, 30, 40 years ago, depending on how old you are, group number 1, imagine being kind to that little girl, that little boy, that little human being, and telling them, yes, you are deserving. Yes, you are worthy. Yeah, you are meant to have the things that you desire. You are meant to be loved. You are meant to be appreciated. You are meant to be happy and not to be questioning whether you're good enough, or just asking yourself what someone else is thinking and what's going on in their mind, because they don't know how to properly communicate. Within give back, I do want you to see, group number 1, that just as you can give back really kind, beautiful energy, also reciprocating energy that's given to you is a big message that we have here from your guides. So give back what you receive. If you're receiving confusing vibes, if you're receiving energy that makes you not really know where you stand, not really know where to go next, just give back that same energy. What are you stressing yourself out for, group number 1? They aren't stressing themselves out, because then they would behave differently. Why are you stressing over someone who isn't stressing about you, group number 1? And that's not to call you out, but sometimes you need a big sister. Sometimes you need a friend, someone that cares more about you than cares about whether you like them or not. And I often have this where people say, oh, they heard something they didn't like in a reading, even though I say, take what serves you, leave what doesn't. But they say that they don't like what they got in a reading, and I get this via email and DM, and then it actually happens exactly the way that I said it would. And then they come back and they literally say to me, I wish I would have listened to you, exactly that happened, or like, you knew all along, and I thought that you were like being unkind. I didn't understand why you were being so direct, but actually now I really get it. And we all go through these phases, and I don't want you to judge yourself, but I want you to be real. Just be real about this person and what they're giving you. Give them the exact same energy back, group number 1. Don't overextend yourself for no reason. Next up, within modify, literally this is the sign to modify your behavior. This is like the verification badge that that's exactly what to do next. Modify your behavior towards your person. Modify to giving exactly what they're giving you. The same amount of energy, the same amount of time, mirror their behavior, group number 1, and that will stun them, that will shock them. That is something that they didn't expect, and the unexpected is where it's at for you and your connection and your relationship, group number 1. And the fearlessness in you of them noticing you're not afraid of losing them, you're not afraid of them walking away, you're not afraid of upsetting them. That's the energy that we're after here for you, group number 1. And I'm excited for you to lean into that. I'm excited for you to go for it. Group number 1, this is your reading that you've received today about how they feel towards you. I strongly encourage you to watch the video I just posted on my channel where I teach you how to calculate your destiny number, because that will teach you more about yourself, why you are the way that you are, and how you can use your greatest strengths to your advantage and apply that to your love life as well. So that will further help you, and it's just so cool to know your destiny number as well. So group 1, this is the reading I received for you wherever you are on our gorgeous planet. I hope that you enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave that red heart emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, because that's the only way anyone would know, group number 1. And furthermore, of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss an upcoming reading and to partake in the giveaway. I love gifting you guys things. If you watch my Instagram, you know that I was writing personal birthday cards to my subscribers, my followers. So make sure that you participate in the giveaway. And group number 1, I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings. Hello, my stunning soul of group number 2. You chose the hemimorphite crystal as well as the Oriens animal tarot deck in order to uncover what's going on in your love life and with your situationship. Now, this is the beautiful hemimorphite, and before we get into your reading, I want to tell you precisely why you may have intuitively felt drawn to this stone, because perhaps you don't know what this stone even means. Now, the hemimorphite, this is a very rare zinc silicate mineral known for its beautiful shades of blue and green and sometimes white, and the hemimorphite is a powerful emotional healer. It helps to release past wounds and traumas and negative emotions. It promotes inner peace and joy, which is perhaps precisely what you need in this very second and why you felt so drawn to this crystal. So I'll just place the hemimorphite right up here between our two beautiful pillars. So here we go, group number 2. Let's dive straight into your reading now that you understand what you're here to heal, and precisely what type of additional energy work that we will be doing throughout this reading. And by energy work, not to sound woo-woo, but I just mean we will be tapping into some traumas, into a little bit of your past, and figuring out how that has affected your present state and this relationship, and what you can do in order to create the life of your desires, because it is within your control. We've got the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. Okay, so this is an amazing start, because guess what? The 10 of Cups is basically one of the most favorable cards of the tarot, especially in correspondence to the topic of love. The 10 of Cups corresponds to the element of water. The suit of Cups is the suit of everything that has to do with your emotions and your relationships, both interpersonal ones and romantic ones. The 10 of Cups means absolute fulfillment, a stable home and family life, being with a forever partner, and even having children, having pets of your own, fur babies, scale babies, and so on. If you're like me, that would be a scale baby. The 10 of Cups shows us here a very cozy, intimate type of energy and relationship. The 5 of Wands tells us that you will have this after a time of feeling like you were challenged, like it was a battle, like you had to fight for this perfect life that is destined to be yours, because they say that the card that you receive at the very start of your reading is the most powerful one and is a very significant portion of what will be the outcome of your life and your destiny. So the 10 of Cups is really the initiator. It is showing us that in the end, your love life will be not only intact, but you will have the type of love life that a lot of people are envious of. A lot of people wish that they had. And you worked hard to get there, group number 2. Everybody wants your view, but they don't want the climb. And that's exactly what the 5 of Wands represents. Only you know the healing, the growth that you had to go through, the fact that you had to cut people out of your life, you had to let people go, you had to learn how to create healthy, strong boundaries before you were able to actually get to this peak, before you were able to get to a point of this pure bliss and happiness in your relationships. But it's okay, because not everybody needs to know your story. And as long as you know how much work that you put in, your partners know, the people who you are absolutely closest to, everyone else can think that you had it easy. Who cares about their opinion, as I see here within the King of Swords, that literally how your person feels about you is that you're so strong. So the person that you've tuned into this reading for, they think of you as someone who is incredibly powerful, incredibly intelligent especially. That's the biggest attribute here in the King of Swords. They think that you are so intelligent. They think that you are the type of person that others can't fool, others can't play with, others cannot pull wool over your eyes. Others can't talk you into something that you can just tell is illogical. And the King of Swords is also this masculine energy of doing, of getting things done. So the person who you're inquiring about in this reading, in this you versus them reading, they do feel like you either already are or are still going to be far more successful than them, professionally speaking. And that is something that worries them a little bit, because they worry, they wonder if they can actually give you the emotional intelligence that you bring to the table, because you're already wise beyond your years. And you can be wise beyond your years when you're 18 years old, it can be with 25, it can be with 35. You can always be wise beyond your years, group number 2. So don't feel as though you have to be extremely young to be called mature for your age or wise beyond your years. The Ace of Wands here shows you've always inspired this person that you're inquiring about to be better, to be that little inch more efficient, believe in themselves more, try a little harder than they usually would, just by being in your presence, just by having a little text conversation with you. And they notice this, and the thing is, they're a little bit afraid that getting with you means that they will constantly be pushed out of their comfort zone, or like constantly challenged to be better, to do better, to be this like highest version of themselves. And on one hand, they love it and they want it, but then on the other hand, they also do feel a little bit afraid, because they're like, oh my God, this is going to be a lot of work. This is going to be constant growth, constant challenge. So they're like taking a moment, they're taking a minute to evaluate if they feel like they are ready, if they feel like they're strong enough for this. So it's really not about whether they like you or not. It is obvious that they see you as a winner. They see you as someone to look up to. They see you as someone who has authority, who has status, who's really intelligent. But they also see how much work and effort it takes, and is also going to continue to take, should they decide to do this life with you. And they would rather pull back now for a moment than to get involved with you and then go through this big breakup situation. They're trying to make sure that they're sure about what they're getting involved in. And next up, we've got the Lovers. Look at these two, absolutely. Look at these two stunning seahorses that represent the Lovers card. And being in a partnership with someone that is equal, being in a partnership with someone who is on the same level, because in seahorse world, in case you didn't know this, group number 2, the male seahorse actually carries out the pregnancies. And I want you to understand here that the Lovers card is really all about not just equality, but also just building an amazing life together, building a life together that you are proud of. And they are in a space where they want that for themselves, or at least they think they want that for themselves. And this being the 6th card in the major arcana, it is associated with making a conscious choice. It is associated with deep connections and huge, significant life decisions. So the meaning of this is really them trying to get in tune with themselves, in tune with what they desire, and then understanding that in order to actually execute, they're going to have to do something a little differently than they've done up until now. They're going to have to basically commit in a way that they've never committed before. But the Lovers card indicates a soulmate connection. It indicates making a decision in love. So this decision is going to happen sooner rather than later, group number 2. And you're going to have complete clarity from them about your love life, about how they feel about you, because they will open up to you. They will tell you everything that's been going through their mind, and also some of the fears and worries that they've got. So the Lovers card is definitely showing us here that we've got a positive outcome, a very clear one, in which they feel comfortable enough to talk to you. Then we've got the Algae Medicine Mother. So your guides are trying to say to you, consume really consciously. What I'm hearing, what I'm getting, what I'm seeing and receiving for you here is that perhaps being on social media, checking when they were last online, checking what they're doing on social media, all of this is not healthy for you. All of this is not helping this connection. All of those behaviors are not good. Those are behaviors that your spirit guides are trying to tell you to stop, to cease, to stay away from, because it is actually not just taking up a lot of your time and energy, but it's also really distracting you from other tasks in your life. It's also creating this energy that reeks of desperation. Even if they don't quote unquote know that you're doing this, it can still be felt. Energy doesn't lie. You know, when you're going through a really awkward situation with a friend or a family member, nobody needs to say anything, but it can just be felt that it's awkward, even from a distance, even if you haven't spoken to them. Even if you're both not in contact, you can still, when you think of them, the energy when you think of them, the connection when you think of them, it feels awkward without them even being in the same room with you, without them even being anywhere close to you, or even knowing when you'll ever see them again. Now, the dolphin spirit is basically, the medicine to this is basically what you're supposed to do instead, which is to activate more bliss, have more fun. Group number 2. Your spirit guides, the universe, your angels, are saying to you, go and have fun instead of overthinking. Go and live your life. You're young, you're hot, you are healthy, you are so many things that a lot of people dream of being in so many different areas of your life. You have endless possibilities professionally as well, even to start side hustles, to build up your own business, to create a type of legacy that no one in your family has seen before. Go for it. What are you afraid of? Why are you hung up on only thinking about this person and only thinking about love while time is passing you by in other areas of your life? Here within the dragonfly spirit, which I love that we've received this, because we have had symbols of 2 dragonflies show up already within your prediction from 2 completely different decks, with the Ace of Wands and a dragonfly spirit here in the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Now here we've got master number 22, which is the master number in numerology of teachers, of people who know their craft, who know what they're doing, and who transcend, basically allow for truth to transcend illusion. So that's why they are a master teacher, and that's why we've got this little crown on our dragonfly spirit, because you know what you're talking about and you don't have to hide your expertise. So what I'm seeing here is that instead of overthinking about love, take a little step back, focus on your teaching, focus on what you're really good at in life, because you are good at multiple things. You know, whether it's being a great leader, whether it's being an amazing artist, or just a very empathetic, creative human being, teach and create another income stream. That's what I'm hearing for you. I'm hearing you're leaving something on the table, an opportunity. You're leaving money on the table in the meantime. So here within the scarab beetle spirit, we've also got the number 52. The scarab beetle spirit is telling you magic works through you. There is a house number with 52 in which magic is going to happen for you when you allow yourself to not think just about them. You make the appointments, you go. Okay, you create appointments for yourself, even if it feels like you are forcing it. And by creating appointments, I mean go to the extra business lunch, the extra business meeting in house number 52. Pitch your product, pitch your business idea. And one thing that I'm getting here is that the less you actually focus on love, the better your love life gets, because you were never meant to be with someone that takes up all of your emotional and mental real estate and bandwidth. The 10 of Cups tells me you were always meant to be with someone where actually you are the focal point, you are the prize, they're worried about you, not the other way round, group number 2. Next up, we've got the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse is trying to communicate to you, and I say this on my second channel, the Vanessa PsychicCEO channel here on YouTube that I started not long ago. Creation is finished, my gorgeous soul. Everything that you desire, it exists. But it is about you accessing it. It is about you being in that 4D, being in that dimension in which you are actually experiencing the love life that you want, where you are actually with this person that you desire so much to be with. So don't feel as though that possibility may not exist. Oh, it exists. It is in the realm of possibility. But it's really about becoming the person for whom that is a reality. And the person that you've been up until now is not the person who is living the personal reality of being in a romantic relationship with your crush, right? So in order to be that person, you have to become someone else. You have to overcome the habit of being yourself. And I see here within the King of Swords reverse that to overcome the habit of being yourself, you must step out of your masculine energy in many more situations than you usually do. So allowing for them to lead, which means you are not texting them, asking them what's up, why are they not writing, what's going on. Don't do all of that. Step away, be in your feminine, and allow them to come to you. Being in your feminine means that you let them come to you, that you let them show you that they care. You let them show you interest. You allow for them to be the one who pursues you, because you are in the feminine energy. The feminine just rests and receives, right? The egg just rests and is then going to be fertilized. The egg does not chase the word that I'm not allowed to say here on YouTube. So I want you to take on the role, the resting role, because that is going to make this relationship turn around in a way that you didn't expect, but in the best possible way. Group number 2, this is what I've received for you so far. We'll delve more deeply into your reading. In the meantime, leave a sun emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are part of group number 2. That's the only way anyone would ever know. And what I'll do now is I will clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back. You don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to do anything, but continue to enjoy. Perhaps get yourself another beverage of your choice, another snack, something that makes you feel at home, that makes you feel taken care of, that makes you feel like a warm hug. That is the sensation that I want you to feel as you are listening to this reading and receiving these predictions. So group number 2, relax, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, group number 2. Did you miss me? Let's move a little more deeply into your reading, shall we, to figure out precisely what is going on in your you versus them situationship and what they're thinking about you. So we've got the 10 of Swords as well as the 5 of Cups. Group number 2, I do want you to know here that they are thinking that they've lost you for good. They're thinking of giving up because they feel as so much has already been done and kind of left unsaid that they're kind of really, really worried that they've disappointed you to the point that you don't even want to be with them anymore, that you wouldn't give them another chance, and that you are so kind of displeased or not very impressed by their behavior that they have just messed things up forever. So they're not sure whether you would even want them back. And I see here within the moon that for you, listening to your gut feeling right now is what you're being called to do by your guides, by the universe, by your angels, because very often you get in your head about what you think you should be doing, what other people might tell you to do, what seems like the right thing to do on the outside, but how do you feel on the inside, group number 2? Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you ever been asked that question about how do you really feel about this person? Because love has no boundaries and no rules, and there are so many love stories where a very unlikely couple, a very unlikely situation ends up in a happy ever after. And of course, the exception doesn't make the rule, but exceptions still exist, group number 2. And you might just be that person that has always been an exception. I see here within the 4 of Wands that what they really would love to do, what they really value, as we've got the diamond here, what they see as diamonds, what they see as extremely valuable, is building a connection on a solid foundation, is building something in which you can both continue your hobbies, your interests, the things that you love, having to not give those up but still be in a really close relationship. So the person that you're in this situationship with, what they don't want to lose under any circumstances is their freedom to creativity. So it's not like they want to go out drinking with friends every night, or to go to bars and clubs and go on all of these solo vacations and basically just behave in a more single way than they should in a committed relationship. That's not their goal. Their goal is to build something on a stable foundation, to value you and the connection, and to also feel as though they have the freedom to still be who they were before they completely committed their life to a marriage, to a family, to a soul tie, to a soulmate connection. So they really need to feel as though they can still do that with you, and there's nothing you can do, group number 2. So take any blame off of yourself to make them feel that confidence that, yes, it's not going to change that much. You're still going to have all of the pros of being by yourself and being able to make your own decisions. A relationship is a huge addition to your life. I see here within the grouse that the thing with them is that physical touch, that is their love language. That is the part of them that truly understands how that they are being loved and that they are even cared for. So the grouse really is a sign that it is time for you to kind of ask yourself, okay, do you want to engage in physical touch with the risk of this not working out? Just because it's their love language doesn't mean you have to give it to them, but it's just obviously very symbolic of the fact that later down the line, if you do choose to be in a committed relationship with this person, they're forever going to be kind of touchy-feely. They're always going to want to hold hands, to kiss. So physical touch is an important aspect of the relationship, and they're really, really missing that. They wish that they had that with you. That is where they get super sad and where they feel extremely lonely, because their love language is obviously not being catered to. It's not something that is even being engaged in right now. And I see here within the polar bear that we've got the message to stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. Never be afraid, group number 2, to tell them exactly how you feel, but don't go telling them everything about how they made you feel, making yourself vulnerable in a situation where you were not asked. Right now, let it rest. But when they do ask you, remind yourself of the polar bear message of telling them exactly how you felt, telling them exactly how what they did was lame, exactly how the fact that they left you wondering is absolutely not what you want to continue on. How they left you wondering is absolutely not what you deserve. You know that you deserve better, and you will go for better. And kind of having this whole mindset of understanding that all you can do really, group number 2, is you can work on yourself and they can work on themselves. That's all we can really do for one another. So unless they, of course, engage in working on themselves, unless they, of course, understand that it's time for them to show how they have changed, that it's time for them to do everything in their power to get you back, to get you to stay, you will have to remind yourself here that it will happen again. That's what Spirit is trying to say. Spirit is trying to say to you, like, they need to really reform. You need to see real change in them in order to ever be able to feel super safe in their presence, with your heart, with your emotions. Here we have the Ace of Cups, the Asta Kelche in German, which is the ace of water signs. So the ace is the number 1 for any of you who didn't know. And this also tells us here that there is a new romantic connection beginning with your person. So it's going to be so different with them moving forward. They are going to change from how they are now to just being so much more lovey-dovey, so much more caring, so much more like showing you that they care, showing you that they want to be there, showing you how much that you matter to them. So I do see here within the Ace of Cups, that is a big, big portion of what's coming next, which is a really great sign. And the Fool reversed is actually an indication of the fact that, yeah, you are starting on a fresh note, but always be aware of what has happened in the past. Always be aware of the fact that they do have a side to them that makes you feel like you don't know what's going on, that makes you feel like you don't know where you stand. And it is unfortunate, but Spirit still is always going to be honest with you. And the message here is to guard a little piece of your heart that would get hurt if they do this again. Because humans do often, I wanted to say sometimes, but actually very frequently, humans repeat their actions. They do things again. And it is really essential that not only do you note that, but you start to learn how to handle that, because you want to always remain emotionally independent and free. No matter if you've got the love of your life or you are just seeing someone casually, having control over your emotions is going to spare you so much wasted time. Then we have the Page of Cups, group number 2, the Page of Cups reverse. It tells us here that actually there's a water sign that's leaving your life. They are a jealous friend. Like, I don't want to say probably, that is what they are. Spirit is telling me this is a really jealous friend. This jealous friend, let me tell you about this jealous friend. They like to wear floral print stuff. They maybe even have one of these like floral print things in their house, you know, like their couch, their curtains, quite literally like these dresses with these floral prints. And they like to wear these like colors that are very harsh together. So, and the pigtails, of course, they, on the outside, they look so sweet, they look so nurturing, they look so caring. They look like someone who is, I don't know a different word for it, but like a church mouse, like someone who is very put together and perhaps even religious and just like kind, like almost like a nun, if you will. But who they really are is actually kind of jealous, and they actually still have a lot of healing, a lot of inner work that needs to be done, because they are not happy when they see you happy romantically. It's almost like they are in competition romantically with you. And as soon as something happens here in your love life that you wanted, that you desired, that's going well, it's like they want to activate their drama to take away from the moment. But you already know now that this is coming, group number 2, so you can literally just ignore them. You can just forget that they're even here, forget they even exist, and literally go on to enjoy your life. Because why would you allow them to rain on your parade? Why would you allow them to take away from all of the beautiful strides forward that you are making when it comes to your romantic life, and strides forward you deserve, that you have wanted always? Then we have the 10 of Coins reverse, which shows us here these two individuals together. We have the 10 coins here. The 10 of Coins reverse is an indication of building with someone in the earthly realms. It showed up in reverse. So what this means, it's saying the Münzen, so 10 of Coins, again, German. You guys know I speak German and Swiss German and French, which is why some of my decks are in other languages, which is really divine as it brings a different dynamic into our tarot predictions. So basically, you are going to sooner rather than later build with them. But of course, there is a delay in building a business with this person that you are meant to be with your soulmate, because you still need to make sure that the connection, just in a very platonic sense, is working. In a platonic sense, that is fixed, that you trust them, that you don't have any feeling as though in the business that you're doing together that they will behave unprofessionally. So the 10 of Coins reversed is really just a sign that it's only a matter of time until you reach that financial peak and a lot of financial gain with your person professionally, because the number 10 is a number of completion. This is a very positive card, but when it shows up in reverse, it just means simply that there will still be a little bit of a delay until it happens, but nevertheless, it's going to happen, group number 2, which I hope you are very excited about because I know I am for you. So group number 2, we are going to clear and cleanse the space one more time and get a little more deeply into your reading, into your you versus them reading. So just hold on tight. Don't forget to leave a sun emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're part of group number 2. So that's the only way anyone would know. And I'll catch you in just a moment's time. Welcome back, my gorgeous soul of group number 2. Did you miss me? So let's delve a little more deeply into your reading, shall we? Which is all about you versus them. All right, group number 2, we've got the sea goddess of creativity as well as the sea goddess of self-mastery. I want you to understand here that being creative in this situation is the best thing that you can do with you versus them. The sea goddess of creativity is all about fresh creative joy coming towards you. So you're feeling good, you're in your creative zone, you are focusing on the things that you love. And the sea goddess of self-mastery is showing that once you are just focused on you, on your creativity, on the things that you love, you become the embodiment of your own self-mastery. You become the beautiful embodiment of having mastered yourself, of having mastered your emotions and your mental realm, which makes you insanely powerful. So your guides are trying to tell you the more you focus on mastering yourself, the more they will feel this and the more drawn to you that they will feel, because they want stability and they want someone that doesn't chase them, which is really funny because they're behaving exactly in a way how naturally humans we would be wired to chase, right? But they need someone that does not do that specifically. In the Sea Queen Diamond Light, unify your passion. So your guides are giving me this message for you, group number 2, over and over again, which is about do your own thing, try to forget about them. And also there's 2 passions in your life that run really deep. And when you unify those 2 passions, you will create some crazy magic, crazy life-changing magic. So for example, if you've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, like already as a kid, you used to sell lemonade at a lemonade stand. For me, it was like these little kind of figures that I made, like these seashells that I made out of, it wasn't resin, but something similar to resin, and I would sell them to my parents' friends every Saturday, like at lunch. I would turn into a businesswoman when I was like out and about with my dad, and that was my entrepreneurial spirit already from childhood. You may have already had that as well. And then pairing that with something creative that you are into and very good at. It could be painting, it can be music, it can be creating products, creating books, writing, communication. Perhaps you want to start a marketing agency. Perhaps you want to start your own YouTube channel, your own blog, your own podcast. That is where your guides are saying, feel your energy into it, start thriving in it. And that is something that will make you insanely attractive to them. And also you're leveling up your life. You're not doing this for them or to be attractive for them. It is a dream of yours that you're no longer putting off, that you're finally breathing life into. Next, we've got number 30 in the lobster spirit. This lobster looks so cute, which is about grounded enlightenment. The more that you are in your zone, the more that you are in your space of being who you've always wanted to be, which is like my motto. You guys know I help you do this every single Sunday. I do my Psychic CEO lives, creating psychic CEOs, making sure you become the CEO of your own life, supporting you through it, making sure that you find the confidence, you find the willpower, you find it in you to keep going, to never give up. That's what I'm getting here in the lobster spirit, because lobsters are obviously sought after for their meat, they're sought after for food, and to be the one that doesn't get caught, to be the one that doesn't end up perishing, that is the type of energy that I'm seeing here for you that you have to be aware of, all right? A lot of other people would have already given up in life way sooner, and here you are still going. You have a winner's mindset and a winner's mentality. Next up, we have the bright red cardinal, which gives this energy of fierceness. It gives this energy of masculinity. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. So being spiritual is great. Using that to support yourself is great. But of course, remember that spirituality and tapping into it, receiving your readings, making sure that you are taking care of your mental realm. It's great, but if, for example, you're not moving, you're not going on walks, you're not going to the gym, or what then actually happens is you're just bed rotting and just thinking about your situation all day, that will give you anxiety. What will remove anxiety from your life is to take action, not thinking about it, but actually doing it. Next up, we've got the spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. Quite literally speaking, writing and creating stories and sharing stories, that's where it's at for you. That's what you're really good at. That is an area in which you excel, in which you create inspiring content. And writing stories could also mean that you first write out a story and then create a reel to it, and then create something actually for social media, whether it's Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube. You then create accompanying media to tell the story, so you can obviously begin to live off of it. So you can begin to share your craft, to share the messages that you're trying to put out into the world. Then we have the 10 of coins upright. When you do this, what will happen quickly is a partnership built on mutual respect and a lot of funds. The 10 of coins is a card of financial freedom, financial gain, especially of two people, of a family. So you also gaining money for your family, being an affluent family member, creating an affluent family legacy for yourself, and owning a lot of different assets. That's what we've got here within the 10 of coins. That can be real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I want you to know here that manifesting the things that you desire into reality happens with way more ease when you are actually in your creative pursuits, rather than dimming your light, even though you should be 100% making your creativity your career. And then this person that you're inquiring about, I promise you, they're going to want to come back, they're going to want to be with you, but then the tables will have turned. You're going to actually ask yourself, I think I might be too good for them now. I think I might be too evolved, too developed. I think I might have taken a big leap forward in my career, how I'm feeling mentally, basically. So the thing is, I want you to know that you leveling yourself up in every single way, that is going to create an increase in your confidence, where you become picky, and then you think back at this very moment where you went out, received the reading, and you felt as though, why are they doing this? Why do I have to wonder, is this really all that I deserve? And I see here within the Knight of Coins, Ritter der Münzen, as you guys know, these cards are cards in German, and what I love about them is that they bring so much clarity, such a beautiful way. So in Ritter der Münzen, we have the Knight of Coins who's coming into your life. This is someone who understands how to invest time. So we almost have like a love triangle situation going on, because the person that you're watching this reading for, the person whom this reading is about for you, group number 2, they are actually going to be in competition with this Knight of Coins, because the Knight of Coins did not mess up. The Knight of Coins is not going to mess up. With the Knight of Coins, you'll have a clean slate, and they will come into your life not long after you have received this reading. The Knight of Coins is about speed. Allow for me to tell you precisely what's happening with them. We have got the number 10. The Knight of Coins is coming into your life 10 days after you've received this reading, my gorgeous soul of group number 2. And you will have already taken action in your creative ventures and in your career. It sounds like it's not a lot of time, but if there's one thing that I learned also being a self-published author, an entrepreneur, it's like, yeah, writing this book can take 3 years, but you can also do it in a weekend. You know what I'm saying? For most people, it's like, yeah, writing the book could have taken a year to 3 years, but it could have also been completed in a weekend. And then we have the sign of Scorpio. Again, Scorpio is so attracted to you. Scorpio keeps coming up. Scorpio keeps trying to make some sort of intervention happen. And Scorpio has a meaning for you that is just makes you think, that makes you emotionally vulnerable. There is something about Scorpio with you, group number 2, that just hits a nerve. And it's not a bad thing, but it's something to be aware of, because then you can already mentally prepare yourself when you are dealing with a Scorpio. And we've got Pisces here, which is another water sign. So with Pisces, I'm getting a family member. This could be your mom, a grandmother, it could be a sister. What I'm getting is this feminine energy of someone who likes to see you win, whom you can really trust, and who's going to be really happy for you moving forward as you're building your dream life, your dream career. And it's like you have everything you ever wanted. It's almost like this little fairy tale. And here within Mars, this is the planet of motion. This is the planet of getting things done. In case you didn't know, Mars rules Aries, and Mars is the planet of phallic energy, masculine energy. We have master number 22 here. Again, the teacher number, the number of someone who isn't afraid to take action, to do things that need to be done when they need to be done. And in combination here with the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles, you are extremely drawn to them helping you get more done and kind of being this cheerleader of yours and working with them, creating an amazing, beautiful life with your Knight of Coins. So the person that you're inquiring right now for your reading, group number 2, they may just fall to the waistline as you level up and you find someone better. And it's funny how all of a sudden you found someone better, and now they want to act right. Now they want to show that they care. Now they want to show up for you, which is interesting that they did not manage to do so beforehand when they had every opportunity to be the center of your life. But sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Leave a cookie emoji below in the comment section if you watched your entire reading, group number 2, because that would be the only way you would know to leave a cookie emoji below in the comment section. That's if you watched the entire reading and selected group number 2. I trust that this resonated for you, and wherever you are on this planet, group number 2, I'm sending you so much love, and I cannot wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful soul of group number 3. You chose the pink Pain Tarot deck as well as the yellow calcite crystal. This is actually a palm stone. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous yellow calcite crystal. And the reason why you may have chosen this crystal is because the yellow calcite is known for bringing confidence, motivation, and mental clarity to you. It is an uplifting stone which is linked to your solar plexus chakra, which governs your self-esteem and personal power region of your energy centers, and it gives you an increase, a boost really, in your confidence and your self-worth, which I'm sure you are feeling right now as you're receiving your reading. You may feel that your heart rate is going up, that you feel a little more pumped, and that you just feel a bit more confident about this situation and us finding out every single bit of information meant for you. I'll just put your yellow calcite right here so we can continue to enjoy its beautiful, uplifting energies and its energy boost as we figure out what's going on between you and them. So you versus them, group number 3, let's go. First up, we've got the Tower, which actually showed up in reverse. And then we've got the 9 of Bottles, which showed up in reverse as well. Now, group number 3, I want you to know here that what this means is that in order for you to be happy, it doesn't need to be this hard. This whole story of not knowing where you stand, what to do, what's going on with them, you versus them, it doesn't need to be this hard. We will gain so much clarity for you now within your prediction, but I also just want you to understand here within the Tower reversed that Nothing is lost in this situation. This is all just great information. Don't feel sad. Don't feel down. Don't allow this to take up your mental real estate or to zap energy from you. It's not worth it, group number 3. The most important thing for you to do is to basically distance yourself emotionally from this situation and say to yourself, you know what? This is information about this person that I thought I want to be with. This is information that is showing me, oh, okay, this is how they behave. This is who they are. And it is just more information for you to decide here in the 9 of Bottles reverse. Do you think this person is capable of a happily ever after? How much work would need to be put into this connection? Are they emotionally available? So all of these questions are just being more easily answered right now for you, and it is a great time for you to observe this individual and how they're behaving, and of course also know precisely what's going on in their head. The Ace of Cigarettes shows us here they are thinking right here, right now, they want to travel, they want to book a flight, and they just want to go. They are a little afraid to ask you. They would like to go with you, and part of them is like, oh, I should just go by myself and just clear my head, because this whole situation, the person that you're thinking of, the person that is making you basically seek out this tarot prediction, they are in a space where on one hand they want partnership, on one hand they want to be with you in particular, on one hand they are inspired to be together, and then on the other hand here in the Ace of Cigarettes, they are also thinking of just doing things independently by themselves. The Queen of Knives energy is an energy where you have a mixture between masculine and feminine energy, but the most important part of this is that they want to follow their creativity and they want to start another business venture. They don't want to be distracted as they're doing that, and they're kind of worried that the connection with you will distract them from their goals financially and professionally. So perhaps if this topic of conversation ever comes up with your person again, group number 3, maybe just like on the side and in passing by, you can mention how important your career is to you as well, and how much you just want to be in support of them, investing as much time as they need to into their career, not making it obvious that you got this from your reading that you did with Vanessa, but just kind of, making it clear that you're not the type of person who doesn't get that. And if you don't immediately want to settle down and have kids and get married and all of these things, and you can sense there is some tension and pressure because they may have this feeling that you expect that of them, don't be shy to say, oh, you're also just figuring out where you want to go and what you really want with your life. So you're not looking to basically have to decide. You're looking to go with what feels good. I see here within the 5 of Swords that is what is going to soothe a lot of the mental anguish that they're going through. Group number 3, we've got that here with the swords, and in the middle we've got the rose that the swords are cutting into, and it's basically like this space that would have stressed them out mentally, as the suit of swords is the suit of the mental realm. That can finally be softened, be lessened. They can feel, in a sense, more in control of the situation again, and not feel as though this is going to be a huge life-altering decision negatively, being with you and committing to you and coming back to this relationship, wanting to solidify it. Now, the 4 of Coins tells me here that one thing that they know they have to transform would be their spending habits. Now, they are asking themselves how you spend your money, what your spending habits are like, and they also know that if they are with you, that will change for them too. The way that they invest, the things that they spend their money on, going on dates, for example, living situation, and so on. And that is where I see that they have some trauma. Not that that is your issue, but we've got the snake here. So they had to shed some old skin, some old layers of traumas that they experienced in the past when it came to money, when it came to finances. Perhaps they had a financially kind of challenging ex, just to say it in a way that this video won't get flagged or demonetized, but you get what I'm trying to say, group number 3. And that is now where they are keeping everything that is sacred and means a lot to them, that they worked hard for. They're keeping all of that safe. And they definitely do not want to deal with someone, again, who is financially illiterate, who overspends, and who just doesn't know how to deal with finances. Here we have the King of Swords that showed up for you next, who is wearing this crown. They look a little stern. So we have blue eyes, and the King of Swords is basically the king of the masculine energy, the masculine world. And the Suit of Swords, that screams Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. They are someone who is 100% like armored for any situation financially. They have already secured themselves in that area of life. They don't tell anyone though. That is part of communication that they keep to themselves. And I want you to understand here in the King of Swords that they are looking for someone that they can create a life together with, that they can quote unquote build with. Not that they need someone to help them from the ground up, but they want to continue to elevate. And the King of Swords shows me that they are a very thoughtful person. So right now, they are literally at home. As you're receiving your reading, they are literally at their desk. They are thinking about, okay, is this going to be the right person to build this with? Do I feel like I'm ready to fully commit? Because what they don't like doing, they don't like to step into something, do it in a haphazard type of way, and then step back out of it after a couple months. So they don't want to do that. They don't want to hurt you. The King of Swords shows they're a really logical person, but they struggle profusively with emotions. They struggle with expressing emotion. They struggle with understanding other people's emotions and interpreting them. So in a sense, they may have hurt you without even knowing. They may have done some mistakes in communication without even understanding what the issue is and what the mistake is. So emotionally speaking, you are on another level than them, group number 3. They may have done more financially. They may have created more abundance in that sense. But when it comes to like the human part, the human aspect, let me tell you, they are literally, they need to learn, group number 3. They need to learn, and you need to value yourself enough, group number 3, to ask yourself if you want to spend time even doing that, entertaining that, teaching them, because you will have to teach them to a degree. The 8th house, that is the house of the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by the 8th house. The 8th house rules Scorpio. We've got number 46 and the 8th house. As you can see, we've got the skull here, and it's being held up into what feels like the sky, and there are all of these jewels. So transformation into riches. I want you to know here that your person has a from rags to riches story that they don't share very often. As I already mentioned to you, they are a lot more well off than you know, or than they've told you. And they are actually in a situation where, yeah, they're looking to build family legacy, and they want someone who has the absolute exact values as they do. But they're also a little bit slow to act, as I see here within Pluto, or shall I say Plutoid, which is a heavenly body that is the body of transformation, which is a representation of a rebirth, of also the afterlife. They are the type of person who 100% wants to live to 100 years old. They're doing everything that they can. So they spend a lot of time actually researching these things. If you have watched Don't Die by that, his name is Brian, right? On Netflix, and it's a show about basically preserving your body and turning back your biological age to live for 200 years or 250 years. So it's this billionaire ex-tech guy who sold his company, and now he is full-time invested in documenting his journey of quote-unquote not dying and of reversing his biological age. It's very interesting. Your person has watched that and they are fascinated by it. Your person is literally looking into the same supplements as this guy. So if you're looking for something interesting to watch, it is interesting, it's fun, it's quirky, it makes you think whether you like the guy, you don't. I think there's this camp where some people really love this whole topic and love that it's being documented, and some people really hate it, and some people think the guy is really weird. Personally, I found it very interesting, and I think it's worth watching and seeing. Prefer to watch that than a reality show for an hour, hour and a half. So next up, we have got the moon, group number 3. This tells us here that your person is connected to the moon. Think of the times where they had a weird vibe, a weird mood about them. It was probably a new moon or a full moon. Check your calendar, literally. And when was the last time you spoke to them? How did the moon influence that conversation? Because one thing that I can see here is that they are far more emotional than they think they are because they're not good at expressing emotion or understanding emotion. They think they're not emotional, but actually that makes them even more emotional because they don't know how to regulate their emotions as well as you do, because they don't know how to communicate it. They don't have a lot of ways of understanding how to comfort themselves, how to make themselves better. All of that affects not only relationships, but it also affects how they view themselves because they think that they are not emotionally affected when actually they really are the most affected. So next up we've got Cancer. Yes, Cancer vibes. This is an extremely emotional water sign, speaking from experience as I am a Cancer sun myself. And Cancer brings us this basically confirmation from your guides that yes, they have this emotional water sign tendency on the outside in their sun sign. They may be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. They may look tough on the outside, but on the inside they are so soft. Group number 3, they are literally a softie. They are literally a little marshmallow, and you need to remember that. You need to remember that you are probably a lot stronger on the inside than they are, and you are also a lot more emotionally intelligent, especially from the inside out compared to them. We're going to delve into more of what they think of you, how they're feeling, and how your connection will continue. So I will clear and cleanse the space and then be back for us to move more deeply into your reading. In the meantime, leave a moon emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you've picked group number 1 and that you've watched your reading until this point, because that's the only way you would know to leave the moon emoji in the comment section. And of course, I hope that you are participating in the giveaway that I mentioned earlier in this video during the intro or at the start. But as mentioned, now I will clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back for us to delve even more deeply into your reading. Hello, group number 3. Welcome back to your reading so we can go more deeply into your you versus them situation. And I can't wait to see what your guides have to say, group number 3. So we've got Temperance, as well as the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Love triangle, more than a love triangle. What I'm getting here with Temperance and the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups is that there are far, far more options out here available for you. The King of Wands is basically someone older, more mature than you. By quite a few years, we're going to figure out who this person is. And please don't judge them, group number 3. All right, so they are 5 years older than you, which is a little bit, but nothing crazy. And emotionally speaking, they are super mature, and they are really into you, group number 3. They would love to be with you. We have this hand tattoo here of the diamond as well as the diamond, and then we also have the roses. And I want you to understand that this is someone who has facial hair. They have tattoos somewhere. And I want you to know here with the King of Wands that they are ready for a real relationship, and they have been tempering themselves to not make you feel uncomfortable. So what I'm getting here is work vibes. I'm getting vibes of you dealing with somebody who you did not even think wanted to be with you, romantically speaking, but they have had their eye on you for a while. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is a young water sign. This person is a lot more emotional. They are completely different to the King of Wands. They're the kind of person who will tell you that they like you. They will ask you out. This is coming up shortly after you receiving this reading, group number 3. And right now, you may have your entire focus on the person that made you tune into this reading. The person that gave you the feeling of uncertainty. The individual that made you feel like you didn't know where you stand. Like You're not sure how this will carry on. You're not sure what will happen romantically speaking. But I want you to understand here that while they may have initiated you coming to this reading, what is happening next in your romantic life is a complete 180. It's basically like you're Uno reversing the situation, because when you see how many other options that you have who actually also want to be with you, who actually also want to show you how much that they care, if you end up falling more for your other options than for this person that made you tune into your reading, I promise you, group number 3, they will come running back like they've never run in their entire relationship lives, and they're going to be so apologetic, so sorry. They're going to want to make sure it never happens again. But the question is, do you want them then? And I also want you to understand here that the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't like that whole lifestyle. They are the type of individuals that really understand health, so they've got good bodies. And the Knight of Cups is someone who is young. The Knight of Cups is someone who has long, luscious hair. They are perhaps even 1 or 2 years younger than you, or the same age, and they are already extremely far mentally. They've always been the eldest in their family, not just mentally, but quite literally, they are the oldest of all of their siblings. So they always took care of every single person. And here within voids, the message you're receiving is to avoid rushing to fill voids with love. Seek inner fulfillment first. And group number 3, all of these options, when you see them really clearly, that you have all of these other options when it comes to love. You don't have to only think about one person. Yeah, you may think that you like them the most, but sometimes we also fall the hardest for the person that makes us jump through the most hoops. As human beings, we can't help ourselves, but that doesn't mean that it can change. You remember you already had someone in your life that you thought you couldn't live without, that you thought would be your forever person, that you wanted things to work out with so badly, you thought you would be shattered and you'd never love again, and you would never find someone else again. And here you are, you found someone else after them. You didn't stay hung up on them for the rest of your life. So remember that there is always the next option. There's so many people out here you haven't even met yet that are going to love you, that are going to care for you, that are going to want to show you that they want to be with you. So literally, don't try to fill what you think is a void with someone that does not want to fill that void. Let them come to you, group number 3. Next up, we've got the Rainbow Light Temple. The Rainbow Light Temple is your inner light activation. We've also got number 8, which is a number of abundance in numerology. It's one of my favorite numbers. 6 and 8 are my favorites. And I want you to know here in the Rainbow Light Temple that this inner light activation is actually going to be that switch that you flick that changes everything. When you go from just being hyper-focused on someone that isn't giving you clarity, on someone that you feel doesn't want you, all of a sudden within you the light shifts. You become more radiant because you're no more dependent. Your emotions are not dependent on another person's behavior anymore. But I do also understand, group number 3, that it's hard to make that shift. It's hard to even see your King of Wands as well as your Knight of Cups when you are in love with somebody else. Next up, we've got the Heart Chakra Gateway and the number 2. The Heart Chakra Gateway in connectivity to the number 2 is an expression of love and capacity and expansion. What this means for you, group number 3, is that love is something that's meant for you. If you were afraid that you will end up alone, if you were afraid that you will never find someone to be with, you will die alone as a lonely, elderly cat lady or animal person, you will not have anyone who is there for you, I just want you to know that that is fear speaking. That is not truth. That is not what's meant to happen in this lifetime for you. Group number 3, you're maybe asking about another person or another lifetime, but not in this life, group 3. I want you to understand it is really about expanding. It's really about you understanding your worth, your value, and then expanding that into the choices that you're making, romantically speaking, expanding that into who you allow around you, what you allow to happen around you. Whether you give people the time of day who are not giving you the time of day. So literally here within voids and temperance, you will be tempted to fill emotional voids with things such as drinking and unhealthy foods and unhealthy behaviors. And whenever I am in that headspace, group 3, what I like to do is I like to remind myself, like shake myself in that moment and say, you're literally only doing this or thinking of behaving in this way because you're soothing yourself. You're trying to cope by eating these chips. You're trying to cope by now scoffing down the ice cream, because it's not even like you're having this because you really want it and you want to go and enjoy it and it's just what you want. It's a coping mechanism. It's because you feel stressed and you develop this pattern of, okay, then I will self-soothe with food. And I didn't even notice that I personally was doing this until not long ago. And then it's so much easier to catch yourself and to just stop doing it and tell yourself, I will have food, or I will have, an alcoholic beverage, or I will go out with my friends when I really want to, not because I'm avoiding something or that is how I am trying to cope with stress. Because when you catch yourself doing all of these behaviors that you don't actually want to do or that are self-destructive, and you're just doing it because you're going through the stress, there's a lot going on in your love life, you don't know where you stand, you don't know what to do next, that is when you end up regretting making those choices and filling your voids with things that you actually don't want to fill any of your time with. Because the actions that you take, you want them to be mindful, to be liberated, to come from a place of autonomy where you're making a decision because you want to, because it's something that is your choice, not because someone is triggering you into filling your void with an unhealthy behavior. And then you feel even worse because not only are you questioning your love life, but you are now also engaging in these behaviors that are resulting in you not feeling as good, not looking your best, all of these things. And just cutting that pattern, like literally taking a scissor and just putting a cut to it, that's what I can see here for you. Group number 3 is not only going to help you, but it's also the healthiest way to deal with what you're struggling with, because it separates your emotions from your actions. And when you do that, you become incredibly powerful. And when you stop responding to them, and I'm talking about the person you are in love with and you don't know where you stand with, when you stop responding to their breadcrumbs, when you start to ignore them, when you start to give them mixed signals, they are going to ask themselves what's going on, and they're going to behave differently. Next up, we've got the Tower reverse. The Tower reverse shows that now is a time for you to build something new from the ground up, and to make it very clear you're not who you used to be. So to shock them next time that they see you, next time that they have the privilege of speaking to you, group number 3. The Tower reverse shows here that you have been through so much change that it is only inevitable, if you allow yourself, that next time they see you, they'll think, wow, they really changed so much. Wow, they're really just so different, and in the best possible way. They will feel super, super inspired by you. That's what I'm getting here within the Tower. And then in the Moon, group number 3, the Moon shows that intuitively you know they will come back. It's just a matter of time for them to circle the block, to spin around, to come back, to try to reach out to you, to try to be together again. As soon as you give them the cold shoulder and you give them the same energy that they have been giving you, I just want you to know here that it's so important that you keep that same energy. So don't, as you are showing them the same energy they are showing you, don't revert back to old you as soon as you are in a space where they're treating you the way you've wanted to be treated all along. When they're all of a sudden behaving well or treating you the way that you wanted to be treated, don't immediately revert back to like being the old you. Stay in the new you energy. Stay in the new you energy that you worked so hard for, the person who does not fill voids with just cheap, quick pleasures and thrills. Continue to be the person that is literally in a space where they're like, okay, I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to settle for some sort of BS. I am not going to settle for anything that is beneath what I deserve, and I'm literally only going to accept precisely what it is that I desire. And I definitely want you to remember, group number 3, that when you do that, you become extremely, extremely powerful. You become the type of person who literally, control is in your hands. People see you as someone that they want to be around. People see you as super valuable. People see you as someone to look up to. And when you do that, it's like they can't get enough of you. And being mysterious as well. Don't share everything that's going on in your life with everyone. Don't do that. You've been oversharing, group number 3. Sorry to call you out, group number 3, but you know that you guys don't call me the unicorn mom or your big sis for no reason. Like, this is really who I am in the most loving, big sister kind way. It's important for me to call you out and tell you the truth. And then we have LCS. Why am I getting Lancaster? I'm getting a city. I'm getting this LCS within their name, within a place that you're going very soon. Let's add a few more letters into this. We've got N as well. And then we have a blank rune, an A. All right, so here what I am getting is clans. So creating your own tribe, your own vibe, your own kind of like clan, if you will, in a positive sense, you know, your own basically like group of people that you really vibe with and you can spend time with, and you don't feel a void because you have your people, right? You have the people that get you, the people that understand you, the people who you can go to when you're feeling alone, when you're feeling like you need someone to speak to. So that is one thing that I want you to focus on the fact that you do not need any kind of person that is not able, that isn't in this can mindset, as we've got here, that isn't in this can mindset to love, that isn't in the can mindset to not only love, but also support you in the way that you need, in the way that in the long term a relationship could thrive, because you deserve to be with someone, group number 3, who not only loves you unconditionally and wants to be with you, but is emotionally available. And that's a pain point that you deserve, to have someone who actually is there. Not a project, someone who is there, group number 3. Someone who has arrived, someone who actually, you know, walks the talk. So group number 3, this is the reading that I've received for you today in regards to your romantic situation. And I trust that this gave you clarity. I do have hundreds of other love readings on my channel. If you want to delve more deeply into more questions about how they feel about you, I will also link my personal love readings below in the description box, so you can delve more deeply into this topic. You can make sure you heal yourself. You do all of the self-soothing that you need in a healthy way, because this is a healthy way for you to do it, rather than going out, overeating, drinking, smoking, doing all of these behaviors that you don't really want to do. And group number 3, wherever you are on this planet, know that I'm sending you so, so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of your upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful soul of group number 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Tattoo Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal in order to figure out precisely what is going on in your situationship and why they are behaving the way that they're behaving and what they are thinking. So this is the gorgeous Carnelian, which you may have intuitively chosen, and I'll just put it right up here, still within our video frame for you so we can enjoy its energies. Because you may have chosen this stone because actually this is a stone of motivation and vitality. Even in ancient times, it's been used to increase people's courage, confidence, and creativity. It is a very powerful crystal that is strongly connected to your sacral chakra, which fuels passion, your ambition, and it creates emotional balance. So this is literally a self-esteem boosting crystal that allows you to step into your leadership abilities like never before. And now you're doing that by being here, receiving your reading, and figuring out exactly what's going on with your person. If they're not going to give you clarity, group number 4, then sure, we will get the clarity that they are refusing to give us. So we have the Knave of Coins, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Swords. I want you to know that they are extremely thoughtful right now. Your person is thinking that they don't know how to handle this situation, hence why they are being quiet, why they are withdrawn, and why you don't know what's going on. The Knave of Coins is the knave of the element of earth. So coins, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, these signs are ruled by the element of earth, in case you did not know that, group number 4. And the Knave of Coins represents someone who is very indulged within their work, who is very focused on their professional life and their career. But I see here in the Knave of Coins, the Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords, they are worried as of recently that they won't be able to offer you the type of lifestyle that you perhaps crave, but most importantly, group number 4, that you also deserve. And I want you to know that this thoughtfulness has led them to behave differently, to communicate differently with you, to lack in communication, because they are embarrassed about this. They are embarrassed that they feel this way. They are embarrassed that these feelings of, quite literally speaking, inadequacy are coming up for them in relation to you, and it makes them feel sort of emasculated. It makes them feel like they are not worthy, and they're worried that you will see them as a lot smaller and weaker than they see themselves, or than they want to be seen by you, is what I meant to say, group number 4. Next, we have the 8 of Coins in reverse. So the 8 of Coins is in reverse shows that they are super distracted from their work because of what's going on with you. All they can think about is you, group number 4. All they can think about is the situationship with you, what to do, how to maneuver it, how they can actually deal with the situation, what they can do to make it better, can they make it better? So they are really living in their head. And because they're living in their head and everything is turning from basically a little mosquito into an elephant, they are just building up the anxiety, and they are very much procrastinating, reaching out to you and doing something about how they feel because of this overthinking, because they're not sure how to handle the situation. And then we have the Knave of Cups that showed up. The Knave of Cups showed up in reverse, and I just want to make sure we're all zoomed in. There we go. So the Knave of Cups who showed up in reverse is basically, this person is going to be missing in action for a few more days when it comes to communication. So I'm happy that you're receiving this reading right now, group number 4. Leave a crown emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you chose group number 4. That is the group that you intuitively felt drawn towards and you're receiving your reading from. Because I want you to know here in the Knave of Cups reverse that what this means in form of a message from your guides is that they will take a few more days after you have received this reading to message you. What you have to do is stay away. Don't message them first, group number 4. Don't try to reach out. Don't try to pressure them. Do not pressure them into doing anything, because they will do the opposite. But the Knave of Cups shows that it will take them a couple days. So don't be surprised if they take a few days after this reading to message you. But there also might be a way to trigger them to message you earlier, to speak to them sooner in a really deep way, to rekindle this connection sooner. But listen more deeply into your reading. We are just at the start of your prediction, so there may be a way in which you can trigger them to reach out beforehand. But right now, as of the state of your prediction and your reading right now, Don't do anything, group number 4. Just continue listening into your messages so you can gain this clarity, and then you'll know exactly what to do. And then you'll know exactly where you stand. And you can then decide how you want to move forward. So let's move a little more deeply into this, group number 4. We have the Fool. So this is a deck that I purchased here from Germany. You guys know I live in Switzerland, so it says the Narr, which is the Fool in English, and this is the very first card of the major arcana within the tarot, and it corresponds to the number 0. As you can see, the Fool is standing on basically the edge of a cliff and isn't afraid to kind of like put their foot out, even though they may fall to their demise, because the Fool just doesn't even know when they are in a risky situation, because they are the Fool. They are literally just beginning their journey. It doesn't mean that they're dumb, but they do foolish things or take foolish risks at times. And this is exactly your situation, group number 4. Your person that you're thinking of, the person that is making you feel called to receive this reading, they are a fool. They literally do not understand what they're doing in this connection with you. They don't even get it, group number 4. They don't get that you are feeling how you're feeling right now. They don't understand the anxiety, the not knowing, the overthinking. And the thing is, when you're dealing with a Fool, you have to ask yourself whether you really should be overthinking or feeling badly. You know, try to make it a situation in which you see it with a bit of humor, what's going on, if you can, group number 4, and remind yourself they don't know better. They are a fool. They literally don't understand how much you care, how serious you are. They probably do not even feel this way about themselves. Like, they don't take life very seriously at all. So hence why it is hard to even understand their behavior, because they don't even know what they're doing, group number 4. Like, they look like they've got it all together, but they don't. So next we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, this young air sign energy, it is representative of you needing to take a stand. Taking a stand for what you want is sometimes easiest done when you remove communication. We have the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Page of Swords within your reading. And this brings the message that group number 4, retract your words. More of what you have already tried to communicate won't make it better. It won't make them get it more. It won't give them this aha moment where all of a sudden they'll understand that they have to communicate, that you want clarity, that you want to know precisely where you stand, what you're doing, and so on. Literally, they will not come to that conclusion if you give them more of what they're already not appreciating as much as they should. So what you're going to do, group number 4, you're going to Uno reverse. You're going to Uno reverse, and you're going to let them taste a little bit of their own medicine, group number 4. Okay, you're going to take some space, and I see here within the Mother star, which I absolutely love, that is a huge yes of you stepping into this Queen energy. Do you see this beautiful card? We have a tiger here with a third eye opening. It just shows that independence, stepping into this energy of you completely mastering your craft, you mastering yourself emotionally, not being volatile emotionally, not reacting, being non-reactive and in control of yourself, having this regal energy, this Queen energy, this Empress energy. We have her holding another sword here. So the swords keep showing up, and the swords are a symbol of your mental realm, your mental headspace, and how you are dealing with your mental health headspace, how you're handling it, how you're making sure that mentally you are in a situation in which you're not allowing for your emotions to take complete control, where you are in control over your emotions, because then you're in control over your love life and your destiny. and how people treat you. And I can definitely see here a huge level up and a huge understanding that a lot of people don't think, and you are an empath. And when you're an empath, you have to think for them. You have to think for everybody in the room, because people don't understand the consequences of their behaviors, and they don't understand things that cause emotional trauma, but you do. So you are always the one who's thinking for everyone, who's holding everything together, who is trying to be as mentally healthy as possible. And in the coral reef sea queen, we have the message of environmental awareness, which I do see here. You are meant to, at some point in your life, do a project that has to do with coral reefs, with the ocean, where you are bringing awareness to the environment and to the environment breaking apart. And your guides are trying to say to you, don't think that this person that you're thinking of as you're receiving your reading is the only person that will wow you, that will basically like blow you off your feet. I see in the coral reef sea queen that literally, as you are working on your philanthropic ventures, you will have so many hot and well-mannered men from amazing socioeconomic backgrounds, from amazing family lineages that you will come in contact with, and you'll ask yourself why you were ever sad about someone who clearly is just a little bit emotionally still underdeveloped. Now, in the sacred serpent spirit, we've got your DNA activation, group number 4, and activating the DNA of the savage part of you. You're stepping into your villain era, and I love it, group number 4. If you like it, I love it, and I want you to know here in the sacred serpent spirit that you activating this DNA within you of being the savage version of you, of being the version of you who knows what they want, who's leveled up from where you once were, where you accepted crumbs instead of the whole cake. That is basically the level up that will make you irresistible. That is the level up that will make people think, wow, I really want to be around group number 4. Group number 4 has really changed in the hottest way. And I want you to so fully feel into this, to so fully understand that there are so many different versions of you, and it's just about which one do you want to access. Which one is going to do the most for you right now? Which one is going to allow you to thrive the most? Which version of you right now is going to make life the easiest and the most enjoyable for you? It's not even so much about them. But I see here within Chiron that they see you as a very healed person. The snake has showed up in your reading. With this entanglement of the snake, I want you to understand Chiron is an asteroid. Chiron is a heavenly body that's not only about healing, but also about learning to pivot from that healing. And your person is going through a lot of healing that has nothing to do with you, from family wounds and patterns. They have been backstabbed, and I see that they have been backstabbed by a sister or a mother figure in their life. I see that in the coral reef sea queen, when they felt like they just wanted to protect this woman, and then this woman ended up backstabbing them when she got the opportunity to, and that is something that profoundly impacted them. They don't know how to communicate it. They don't even know that that has still been impacting them and how close they're able to get in relationships, but they're starting to heal. I see that your person, they haven't told you this, and they won't tell you this for a long time, but they have started going to therapy. They have started to work on themselves, which is an amazing sign. As I see here within Pisces, which is the most sensitive sign of the zodiac. It's a water sign. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And Pisces is the sign of really feeling into your emotions, understanding your emotions, going deep with your emotions, and not being afraid of feelings. And this is an upgrade that they are starting to make energetically. They're leveling up themselves emotionally, energetically. They are leveling up by becoming super sensitive to not only their emotions, but they want to use that to also understand you more, to also understand what's going on in their connection with you, group number 4. So it's not just for selfish reasons, but it is hard because you don't know this, and it's taking time, and you don't know where you stand, and you don't know whether waiting for them it's going to be worth it in the end. But group number 4, the beautiful thing about life is you've got options, and you don't have to wait for them. You can still, in the meantime, see someone else. You can still, in the meantime, move on. You don't have to wait for anyone, but to know that they are not inherently like a bad person or playing games or trying to do anything bad. They may actually end up being the one, just not in this very moment, right? There are so many love stories, beautiful love stories, real love stories, in which people were not matching during a certain era of their life and then got back together weeks, months, years, even decades later, and then were together forever because they always had this connection, this soulmate tie, this unspoken energy that they never felt with anyone else. Group number 4, don't forget to leave that crown emoji below in the comment section as I now clear and cleanse the space so we can delve more deeply into your prediction, and make sure you participate in my amethyst ring giveaway, you guys. Explained it all to you during the start of your reading or the intro of this video. I'm not yet sure where I'm going to slot in the giveaway announcement, but make sure that you participate in the giveaway. Make sure that you partake in it properly. So you have to follow me on Instagram because I cannot direct message the winner here on YouTube, which I will just pick at random. Make sure you join to win this gorgeous ring from my brand Bow Life. But now, as already mentioned, I will clear and cleanse the space, and then we'll get more deeply into your reading, group number 4. So just hold on tight, and I'll be right back for us to receive more information about your love life that you did not know and did not expect. So I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, my gorgeous soul of group number 4. Let's delve a little more deeply into this reading, shall we? You versus them. Let's see what comes up in regard to your love life. So we've got your well-being as well as seek seclusion. If you really want to be well, you have got to seek seclusion. You have got to take time away from the world, time away from even thinking about this person, thinking about what they're thinking, wondering how they feel, wondering what they think about you. Because at the end of the day, group number 4, your well-being means that you need time to recharge. And if your mind is constantly running at 1,000,000 miles per hour, you won't have time to recharge. You won't have time to regenerate. It will be hard for you to find strength. It will be hard for you to actually feel healthy. So in order to feel healthy and to keep your mental health at bay, seek seclusion. Take some time away from everybody. And taking time away from everybody also means that what you do is you go into this space of not constantly thinking, oh, when are they going to text me? When are they going to reach out? When am I going to see them again? When is something going to happen with this person? All right, group number 4, just completely go blank slate, because your well-being is dependent on you spending time within dreamland. So that means sleeping. Of course, you will dream about them. That's what I'm getting here in the Seek Seclusion card. It is evident from the painting, from what we have depicted here, but the fact that your brain is at least not running at 1,000,000 miles an hour in your waking moments, that is what is actually helping you to properly recharge and focus on your well-being. You have to respect yourself. Your guides are trying to say, group 4, do you respect yourself? Because if you do, then you will respect your well-being. You will respect what you need for your well-being, and you will respect the fact that, yeah, you know what? Perhaps you have to seek seclusion and focus on your well-being and focus on just being in a state of 100% relaxation, of 100% recuperation, and just not thinking about them for at least a few hours, not thinking about your worries for at least a few hours, and just enjoying yourself. Then we have alternative. Now, my gorgeous soul of group number 4, within alternative, I do see that it is incredibly clear that you are the type of person that others see as alternative and different. You may have always been the black sheep of your family. You may have always felt that romantically your partners or potential partners see you as different, and that's nothing to feel ashamed of or to feel as though oh, that's a bad thing. No, you are forever remembered. Anyone who has come in contact with you, who's an ex, who's been in a situationship with you, they always remember you forever. Like, you've already forgotten about all of the nice things you've done for them because you've moved on, because you're doing something else with your life, but they still remember. And in alternative as well as seek seclusion, I want you to know that there is an ex here that is thinking about you really, really hard, group number 4. And because they're thinking about you so hard, you are going to have them pop up in your mind right now. Yes, it is that ex that's thinking about you so hard, and they miss you dearly. They are not going to admit it, but they miss you so dearly because since you were done with them, they've never had someone that cared this much about them ever again, and they totally regret how they behaved. And I want you to know that the person who inspired you to click this pick a card reading video and to watch this and to be right here in this space, in this divine time and space, group number 4, that person is someone who themselves feels very alternative, and they feel like you get them. And the 5 of Swords that we received next shows that they are so torn. Like, they don't know how to behave, they don't know how to reach out to you, they feel stupid now. They feel like they kind of ruined part of your connection, and they worry that when they come back, all you will have is swords. All you will have is quote unquote negative or harsh words for them. You're not going to want to see them. You're not going to want to deal with them. So they are really afraid to come back, actually, group number 4. And they are in a space where they're like, oh my God, I don't know how she's going to react or what they're going to say. I rather just kind of focus on my work and focus on what I'm doing right now because that's where I feel powerful. So your person, group number 4, right now, they are so immersed in their works. They are so immersed in their career, and that's where they feel really powerful because that's where they're flourishing, they're thriving, they're doing really well. And whenever they feel like they're not flourishing, thriving, or strong, that kind of makes them insecure, and those are areas that they try to avoid. And love has definitely been one of those. Like, they feel uncomfortable about the way things have been between you and them, hence also why group 4, you don't know what's going through their mind, but trust me, what's going through their mind is discomfort. What's going through their mind is the fact that they feel embarrassed about their behavior. And I see here within the moon, which reveals all truths, which intuitively shines through everything that we need to know. The moon is representative of them understanding that they will have to apologize, like they will have to address the situation when they come back. They will have to say something. And the moon shows that just intuitively, they want to run intuitively, they want to bury their head in the sand, but they also know that they can't be such big chickens right now. The star is a representation of hope on the horizon, group number 4, and it shows that your romantic situation will turn around. Right now, it's in a weird, awkward, in-between type of spot, and a lot of great romance stories go through this, but I don't want you to feel as though this cannot be a start to a new beginning, because the star is a symbol of hope. It is a symbol of light at the end of the tunnel. So things will change, all right? You will come back into communication with your person. You'll come back into a situation in which, yeah, you can be with them if you desire to be with them. But you should also know, group number 4, now, after this experience, what they're capable of. And they're capable of making you feel like you don't know where you stand. They're capable of emotionally creating a type of turmoil, a type of distraction that I don't wish on you, group number 4, that nobody wants you to go through, but they're capable of doing that. They're capable of making you feel anxious and like you don't know where you stand. And that's just something you want to be aware of. That's just something that you want to know, okay, this is happening, and it's important that you protect yourself, especially emotionally, so you don't become dependent on someone who has so much control over you. Next, we have the Sea Goddess of Abundance, celebrating abundance. Oh, I love doing this every single Sunday with my psychic CEOs. You guys know I always go live and I teach you about financial literacy. I teach you everything about manifestation, because not only is that a quote-unquote great distraction from when you're going through something romantically speaking, but when you actually sit down and do meditation visualizations in a group. Again, that could be with me, that could be with anyone else. I'm sure in your city they offer that as well. When you actually go to financial literacy classes, again, I'm sure they have that in your city and where you live. When you actually go to entrepreneurship meetups that teach you how you can set up your own business, how you can have other streams of revenue, how you can create something in which you can be free financially and work from anywhere in the world, I want you to know here, that is abundance. And that's what your guides are saying. Focus on your abundance, because you're such an abundant being. You're a being that just effortlessly attracts abundance and doesn't need to work hard, even though sometimes it feels different and sometimes there will be struggles. But group number 4, not forever, and literally, just think about it. Companies like Amazon in itself was not profitable for 9 whole years. Imagine going 9 years and not just not being profitable, but being millions of dollars in debt. And you are being hard on yourself for what? Group number 4, literally. Your guides are trying to say to you, use your precious energy for your career. Use your precious energy to pre-celebrate the abundance coming into your life, to pre-celebrate the sales. I literally have this in my manifestation course, and with the Ocean Oracle, cultivating creativity, what I mean to say here, so I'll just give you this module right here in this reading. Group number 4, so many messages are coming through. What I mean by this is literally in my manifestation course, I explain this, and I'll explain it again here so you can practice it. You don't need the course. I'm giving you all of the free game that I have in PsychicCEO right here. So the free game is this. You put on music, you jump up and down, you celebrate as though what you desire has already happened in your professional life, in your private life. You celebrate the sale that you made, the house that you bought, the car that you purchased, the promotion, the business that you started. You get the idea, group number 4. And you actually have to put on music and move your body and scream and say, oh my God, I'm so happy that this happened. I'm so grateful. I have this successful business. I'm so grateful. I'm now with the love of my life. I'm so grateful that I had $1 million launch, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Oh, I'm so grateful. My YouTube channel has taken off and I've already got over 10,000 subscribers. We all have different goals. We all are in different spots of our lives. But when you celebrate it in that way and you really feel the emotion of it already having happened, trust me, this is such a powerful exercise. It's such a powerful way for you to actually make that your 3D reality, because all of these versions of you, they exist within the quantum field, but which one are you attracting? Which one are you pulling to you? And that's precisely what in the Sea Goddess of Abundance, you're being called to do, is to celebrate abundance already ahead of time. Feel the emotion ahead of time. Participate in your own celebration ahead of time. So carrying on here to the number 1, the Ocean Oracle, cultivate creativity. Group number 4, literally, the more that you celebrate your abundance even ahead of time, the more you will cultivate creativity, the more you will cultivate having fun, the more you will cultivate actually using your creativity in order to solve any problem that you may have. Because we all have blockages, issues, problems that may arise, but don't stay stuck in this stuck mindset of oh, I don't know how to solve, I don't know what to do. And then you go down this spiral of not knowing what will happen in love. You don't know how this connection will unfold, and you're worried that they're seeing someone else. You're worried about this connection fizzling out. Literally use that brain power, cultivate your creativity into the things that can actually change your life, your legacy, and your lineage for the better. Imagine if you put that same energy back into you, and you know what will happen? You will become far more attractive for your person, because they will see your life is so full, your life is so beautiful, your life is so complete without them. You do not need anything from them. You literally would have chosen them. Oh, and we have the 2 of Cups. That's our answer, group number 4. Our beautiful answer that actually tells us here, literally, that is what will bring you together. The 2 of Cups is the most favorable card when it comes to romantic love in the tarot. So group 4, this tells us that literally you will be with them. You will be together with your person. You will have the best, healthiest relationship. after you have tuned into the portal of you working on you and you prioritizing yourself and you doing your business and you putting all of the energy that you put into worrying about them into your creativity, into celebrating your abundance. Because when they feel the energetic loss of you, they will feel a huge sense of loss in their life just in general. Because just think about it. You don't have to be in the same room in order to feel someone's energy. If you think about someone that you love, even though they are not here, it's like telepathically, you can connect with the feeling that you have when you think about them, right? You connect with the feeling that you have when you envision their face before you. And the same thing goes for the Two of Cups and your individual here, and disconnecting actually your energy from them. They feel like you have left the room basically energetically when you're no more focused on them. So even though perhaps you're not texting, you're not calling, you're not in contact, they can still feel that your energy and your focus is on them. So once you learn to control that and to remove that, I see here in the Page of Cups, it's like a fresh beginning. It's like a new start. It's like you become this person that is extremely desirable again, which you were not for a long time for them because they just knew too much about you. They knew how much you wanted them and you wanted this to work. And you guys know, like, I'm your big sis from the internet. I will always tell you straight up, whether you like hearing it or not, because I want what's best for you truly. I don't need the views. I don't need anything, you guys. It's most important for me that you get the answers, that you get the truth. And I want you to know here that once you understand that being unbothered and caring about yourself is what you needed to do all along to get them hooked on you, literally sky is the limit, because you get to focus on yourself, you get to grow, you get to be more successful, and you get to be loved. And we've got the moon here, the Mond. This is a German deck. You guys know I speak German and Swiss German and French. So the Mond, it is this shadow side. It is you intuitively knowing, yeah, this is what I need to do. Like, you are receiving this reading right now, group number 4, and you know in your gut, you know in your heart, like, yeah, I do need to kind of pull away. Actually, I do need to take some time for myself, to take some time to just disconnect from them and this entire situation, because I need to focus on me again. And all of my energy, all of my frequencies of abundance, there's a reason why, for example, married men are financially more successful than single men. All right. And that's just one example of ways in which you were to make a relationship with a man, just as an example, but whoever you please, you make their life better. You add to their life. You are the kind of amplifier that one doesn't come across every single day. Like, you are rare. You are the type of person that literally changes the trajectory of another person's life. And that's something I don't want you to forget. It's super valuable, group number 4. And you must spend time with people who get that, all right, who see that, and who don't take it for granted, because you change your partner's life for the better in the craziest way, in which so many people could only wish, beg, and hope that their partners would change their lives. You do it just like that. You do it just by being you, group number 4. And that's something that's not only rare, but it actually just shows what a powerful manifester that you are, and that you are a partner that always wants for both and for everyone basically to win. You are not selfish. You are completely in it to win it with a partner. You're a team player. And that's something that we don't come across in this day and age very frequently anymore, group number 4. And I'm not sure you are aware of how rare and special that this is. I'm not sure you are aware of the fact that they need to have a wake-up call. And for your person to truly feel, oh my God, I may have lost the love of my life. I may have lost the best person I could have ever been with for good. You have to do something. You have to seek seclusion. You have to strip away yourself and your energy, because they won't appreciate more of what they already don't appreciate. But what they will notice is your absence. What they will notice is when all of a sudden the security they had from you is no longer here. So group 4, retract, seek seclusion to focus on yourself. Watch how your love life completely revamps and completely changes from there on out. Group number 4, I promise you this. Group number 4, make sure that you participate in the giveaway that I announced either during the intro or at the start of your reading. I'm not yet sure where I'm going to slot the giveaway in, but I want to make sure that you join for a chance to win the gorgeous amethyst ring. And group number 4, wherever you are on this planet, I'm sending you so much love. I hope that this resonated with you and gave you the clarity that you were seeking out. And group number 4, I'm sending you an abundance of love, and I cannot wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings.